I am ready.
All right, today we have a very special guest who is airing on Empower You Crown Up, where we believe in empowering minds to live empowered lives. Today, our special guest is Miss Candace Tuck. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I am doing great.
Oh my gosh, so excited. I'm like already feeling you with the hair, everything. I'm like, yes, honey, slay, slay, slay. So we have you as our guest today on Empower Your Crown Up. And just tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do, how do you empower the world each and every day?
Okay, so well, you already given my name, but what I do is help people unleash their greatness in
Mhm.
all areas of life, whether it's coaching individual clients and couples, or doing trainings or doing organization. That's what I'm just so passionate about, and that is helping people discover who they really are as God created us, and not the what people have told us about who we are, like who we actually are, and just helping them tap into their greatness. And sometimes it requires us to heal. Not sometimes, we have to heal in order to become that best version of ourselves. And so that is what I just love to do. And I do it through speaking engagements, coaching, as well as doing trainings for organizations.
Oh
So
man.
pretty much everything, Facebook Lives, whatever I'm doing, that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, well, I feel like I need to join in on your Facebook Live. So I love your energy. I'm so big on energy. Like,
Mhm.
I was literally just talking to a lady the other day and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, we were giving some papers and getting some stuff together, and the guy was just like, I'm like, hello, wake up. Like, it's a blessing. If you're only excited about having breath in your body and to see another day, come on.
Mm,
That's reason
yep,
enough to be excited.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Now, I love something you said about getting to know who you are and also making sure that you heal so that way you can be the best version of yourself. And right before our episode today, I was reading on Pinterest and I saw this little affirmation quote, and it was talking about how you have to heal, but in order to heal, you have to remove yourself from the environment that caused you to be sick or caused that pain.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing it, I was like, man, that's so real because it made me think about how many people are in relationships that, have caused so much trauma, or, their work environment is traumatic, or their
Mm-hmm.
childhood was traumatic.
Yeah.
Like, how do you help people to heal, or where would you even start at if you're like, man, my environment is literally what has caused my trauma?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say when you are younger, you don't have no control over that
Right.
because you're at the hands of your parents.
Mm.
And then being married, I am married. I feel like we have experienced some things that could have caused some trauma upon us. But in those moments, how you heal is really, you still got to do your work.
Mm.
Like, let me get myself together. Let me heal myself. Let me get a new way of looking at things. And I just believe that our thoughts are things. And so if I can start doing my work and healing and start seeing things differently, then I start showing up differently. And
Okay.
so when you find yourself in situations that you can get out of, which you can get out of anything, but like jobs, okay, I'm gonna work on me, but I also know that this environment no longer serves me, and I'm all right with shooting the deuce. You're in a relationship where you are not married, it's easy to walk away. When you're married, you're gonna have to go through some steps and some processes. And for me, I decided to go to God with a lot of things as I worked on myself as well. And as I changed, my expectations changed.
Yeah.
And so if you can start shifting to my expectations, we can work on something. But if you're refusing and you're staying stuck, then
That
you
leaves you
kind
no
of,
choice.
yeah, you give me no choice. And so I just think if you're in a situation that is causing you continued trauma, or just even if you're working on yourself and getting better, it's just you will end up responding to the situations different, where they won't trigger you, but you also have a choice to leave a situation that doesn't feel loving,
Right.
and be all right with it.
But I
You
think
know,
that comes from the more you get to walk into your journey of knowing who you are and whose you are, that you begin to be like, you know what, this situation no longer serves me.
yes,
Yes.
yes. You begin
And
to honor yourself, and I realized that was a thing that I wasn't doing, like knowing what I know, and that showed up in different facets, like at work, where I ain't gonna say nothing because they may think this or they may think that. Then I had to start checking the they. Who is they? Who? This is my thoughts. Like, I'm just thinking this about me.
that's
And
right.
so channeling and checking that, and also what some that I discovered, like, oh, it's probably been a decade ago, that in my, not just my marriage, but a lot of stuff shows up where you can heal through your marriage. I ain't gonna even get on that just yet. But but it was realizing, like, I was trying to have peace externally, so I wouldn't use my voice, or I'll say just enough. And although I wasn't complete with it, I was finished with it. And but trying to seek peace externally to keep down the arguments or this, that, and the other, I didn't have no inner peace. And because I'm the type, like, if I don't express it 100 all the way through, I'll just keep thinking about it all day. And I wouldn't get, I'm like, everybody else got peace, but I don't have none. So this ain't working
They
for me.
good, everybody happy,
Yeah.
in the kitchen. I'm the
Yeah.
one.
And I'm still thinking about finishing the conversation that I didn't finish, and what I wish I would have said. And I was like, oh, no
That's
more
too
of that.
much. That's
No
too
more of that.
much.
And we all gonna have peace here.
Yes, that's right. And what I started learning more and more once I got into the role of counseling is that it's not our responsibility to calculate how that person is going to react when we say
Right.
what we need to say. Now, yes, it's important in the way that we say it, but
Yes.
if I'm
Yes.
being completely honest with you and I'm saying how I feel or whatever, we should be able to both have that conversation and both be able to see, it could be agree to disagree. But it shouldn't be, where I'm worried about how this person is gonna treat me or react, or, they giving me the cold shoulder now because I didn't just spoke my mind.
Yes.
And, when you were talking about that peace externally, oh my gosh, like we just talked about that at church on Sunday because, do you want the world's peace or do you want God's peace?
Hmm.
And God's peace can allow you to smile through your storm and allow
Yeah.
you to, keep pushing through and just have peace, that surpasses all understanding.
Yes.
But when you don't have that, you're right. You're constantly wondering why. It's temporary, but it's not lasting if it's externally.
It absolutely is not. And it's just, and it doesn't benefit what hindsight 2020, me not using my voice or me not doing what God tells me to do, is it doesn't work for the good of the collective, because maybe it's something that I need to say. And if that triggers you or bothers you, then you get an opportunity to ask the question, like, why did that bother me? And this, I had to tell myself, like, what is my intentions when I'm having these conversations? I'm coming from a good place. So if you being triggered, then it's an area for you to grow in. And so when
Right.
we don't speak when God has us to speak, or we don't even speak from our emotional or what's in our heart, we could also be blocking somebody else from growing. And so
Yeah.
I'm just in a place now, like, I just really trust God, and I trust and I know him enough to know that if I need to be convicted because I done something or said something wrong, he gonna convict me. I'm gonna feel it and I'm gonna know it, and then I get an opportunity to come back to that person or come back to that thing and do it differently. But we're just all one spirit here, and that person is really a reflection of me somehow, some way. Anybody that I'm in relationship with,
That's
they
right.
just showing me.
That's right.
So
And I feel like that's where the accountability comes in, being able to be accountable and change your mindset. Because as you evolve, you grow and you see things differently. And I'm like, hey, if we have come, this far and we still not being able to see things from different perspectives, then that means somebody got to grow.
yes.
And
So,
it's okay.
and that shows up so much in relationships. That shows up so much. that accountability piece, like definitely in marriage. It's like me, I have to tell my husband, like, we are here to help each other fulfill God's purpose in our life. So I can't let you play small.
That's
I
right.
can't let you dim your light. And it might look like, why you keep pushing me to do this? Because I see the greatness in you. I see this, and that is my job as your wife to help you
Right.
fulfill your purpose. And I don't think a lot of couples
And vice
realize
versa.
that we so busy going at it. Well, why are you worried about this? And why are you telling me to do this? Like,
We on
we
the
got
same
to understand
team.
that this is a team effort. It is as one. Now, maybe we can learn how to do it differently, like you
Right.
saying the our approach to it, absolutely. But I'm at a point where now, if I don't care who it is, if I don't see you operating in your greatness, and I can see, oh my God, I think you'll be good at this, or that right there, that's gonna prevent you from. I'm gonna speak on it, and I just am. It definitely Holy Spirit is like Candace Talk. I done been walking away from something like that ain't got nothing to do with me. And God is like, go back. Like, no, but okay. So I just bust a U-turn. I say what I'm gonna say, and understanding that sometimes it is just planting the seed. Just planting the seed. Because it was time before I went through my own healing journey where I felt like if I said something and they didn't do it, like, why you ain't listening to me? And then I'm getting all
Worked up.
bothered and upset. Like God is like,
But our
girl,
job is just to say it. If they don't
yeah,
listen, that's on them.
that's on you. I might just be the seed planter. I might just be watering it. Just do what you feel like God is having you to do and keep it pushing.
Yes, yes. So, as a little girl, did you always envision that you would be this amazing woman, or were you like thinking you would be on a whole totally, completely different path in your life?
I definitely didn't see all of this. Like, no, I just wanted to. I remember when I got ready to go to college, I remember telling I was going to major in business.
Okay.
And at first year, my daddy was like, business is so broad. You need to change your major. I'm like, okay. So my second year, I changed to education. So I literally just saw myself going to education, and that's what, I would do. And then come full circle, that desire to be an entrepreneur evidently never left, because I am doing that now. I've done my years in education, which I did do 20 years, and I ended up going back like 2 years ago, but that was another situation. But I didn't see being a speaker, being a trainer, not even a spiritual life coach and counselor. I was just
Wow.
going to be a teacher. So all of this, author, all that kind of stuff, this is a God thing. This ain't a Candace thing, it's a
Yes.
God thing.
And that reminds me of the scripture that says, we can make plans, day and night, but only God determines those plans that actually get carried out. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's so true. We can make plans. Like they say, you want to make God laugh, give him your plan.
exactly. Yes.
So, that's so true when you think about that. And so, looking at yourself as an author and spiritual life coach and counselor, like, how did you get into all of that or into that space? And tell us about your books and everything that you wrote.
So, okay, so became a counselor in school because I decided to get my master's degree. And I'm like, what is it that I will get my master's in? And when it came to education, it was never about the subjects that I taught.
Right.
It was about the connection with the kids, hearing the stories. And that was in that moment, that's when I realized what I went through as a teenager with my mom, not feeling like I couldn't talk to her about everything. And
Mhm.
I didn't want any other kid to feel like that. And so that's when I connected. Oh, that's why I had to go through that,
That's right.
because God, you already knew the assignment was counselor.
Mm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
it didn't feel good you going through it. You gotta heal from it, but I already knew the plan that I had for you.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting my master's because I just love talking to the kids and connecting with them. And then after being a counselor, I was like, I didn't get my LPC right afterwards. And then I kept thinking, no, I'm not going back to school. I'm
Thinking
not
all the
about to
hours.
pay somebody to tell me something I've probably been doing for about 5. I'm not going to pay nobody for that. So what is my next option? And so I started looking at life coaching, and I probably looked at that area probably about 3 years, but nothing just ever really stuck
Right.
with the coaching thing. And then when I really got serious looking for it, I'm like, no, all of this sounds just like what I got my master's in as a counselor. I'm not going to pay for that. And then I came across Iana Van Zant's
Oh, yeah.
spiritual life coaching program. I said, all right now, that grabbed me, the
Okay.
spiritual aspect of it. And so I ended up going through that program, and that was like something that just happened like 4 or 5 years ago. For as the book, I was in Toastmasters,
Okay.
just wanting to learn how to speak better. Now, even with me just now telling you this, I just had a aha moment. Like, why was I even going to Toastmasters? I think I was just going because I wanted to learn how to become more fluent. But of course, God know the plan. Because now I end up having a burning desire to be a speaker.
Right.
So that happened probably 10 years ago as Toastmasters. And I had one of my line sisters was like, well, maybe one day your speeches, because I was winning them, would become a book. And I'm like, okay. I kind of poo-pooed her. But then I heard it again from another LS that don't really talk. I'm like, now wait a minute, Lord. So I tried to do the book, Brittany, with my line sisters.
Okay.
That didn't work. I went to my husband and I'm like, you want to do a book? And he was like, nope, I ain't putting all my stuff in no book. I was like, shoot. So I kept trying to do it by myself, but nothing was coming. So I went back to my husband again. I'm like, I really think we can bless a lot of people. Nah, man, because I understand all the lot of the dirt, the lot of stuff we done been through was because of me, and he didn't want to do it. But eventually, once I started coming with we can bless people, we can use our story, he
Yes.
said yes. So we ended up writing Somebody Should Have Told Me, Marriage. Do we
Ooh.
really know what it's about?
Oh, I love that title right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
you don't know, like, we were talking about that before you say I do, you don't realize how much goes into that, whether you're a man or a woman. And it's a lot. It is a lot. And if you are not on your knees constantly seeking God by yourself and together,
Man. And we both came from 2-parent households and
See?
still
Yes.
had to figure out a way that you got to understand that y'all are coming together as one. So what was happening there, you taking 2 different households and trying to mesh them together. What you no longer want, what you no longer. And yeah, that was challenging. And that's how the title came up, because when we started going through our valley moments, I asked my mama, I was like, no, I told my mama, you should have told me what this
Right.
was about. And she was like, you were so in love, you wouldn't have listened to me. I don't care. As my mother, that is your responsibility to get me ready for what I'm about to go through.
Right.
And so yeah, you absolutely you don't know.
And that
And
generation, I feel like they didn't tell us a lot, because when you really dissect it, they went through a lot, minus the technology aspect.
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm
I
like,
mean,
man,
just stuff that, just the basic stuff,
right.
like basic stuff you could have just shared with me, but that's okay,
That's right.
because I learned from that, and now I get to. Brittany, you got me over here having all kind of aha moments. Like even with that, I had to go through that, because now I get to teach
Yeah.
other couples. I get to inform my kids and
Right.
anybody else that comes to me that asks. Now I get to share what I know.
Yes.
So
But from a
yeah.
perspective of, I've been through that, I have experience, because I always talk about that. Nobody want to hear from you if you don't have no experience.
Yeah.
And it's real because now once you told me your story or what you've been through, now I'm all ears. I'm like, okay, because she know now, because I know she feel my pain,
Yeah.
but before then, no, I ain't trying to hear it because you don't
Absolutely.
understand. You don't understand. Sleepless
Right,
night.
right. And that's why it's like, can sing what they always ask, like, can a single person understand the married life? Or somewhere they'll ask that question, like, can you learn from a single person? I'm like, some stuff, nah, I ain't gonna be able to get no advice. I gotta talk to somebody that has been in the marriage thing. And now even having a shifting of my mind of, because when we wrote that book, it was really telling people this is what you need to know about trust, about
Right.
expectation, about communication. But now it's even what somebody should have told me really about the design and the purpose for marriage
Right.
and the beauty of it, even in the dark moments. Like what it is really about. That book, the first book was really written from a human aspect of things.
Okay.
But now I have a whole nother view of marriage and what somebody should have told me from a God
Oh,
standpoint.
yeah.
Like, what is really happening at the altar? And me and my husband are speaking at a marriage retreat in June. And it's like, that's what I'm telling you. We don't understand what's really happening at the altar. And if you
That's
really
right.
know about an altar
Mm.
from the Old Testament, this is when you taking stuff to be sacrificed.
Yes.
You taking stuff to be
Sacrifice.
put on there that is being burnt.
That's
So
right.
do you understand what
Mm.
is happening when we walk and stand at that altar?
Mm.
The sacrifices that we're about to have to make, the burning of the things that has to fall off of us so
Mm.
that God can use us at our most powerful uh being, as our most powerful being. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just hearing you say that, it just really makes me think about how I always have this phrase where I say, two selfish people, they cannot be married.
Mm,
And if you're selfish, you really don't need to get married because there's so much of having to be selfless and really be a
yeah.
servant. And if you both have that servant mindset, then you can make it. But when I see so many people who are so selfish, you cannot be I in a marriage. It just
Yeah.
doesn't work. And a friendship, anything, if you want anything to work, you have to be able to work together and it's give and take, give and take. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. So tell us, how can our listeners connect with you and what does that look like if they were to work with you?
Okay, so you can connect with me. I think the easiest way to find everything is just to go to the website, which
All
is
right.
www.candacetuck.com. That's the easiest because it has all the platforms you can reach me. But I'm on Instagram as the Spirit Chiropractor, on Facebook as my name, Candace Tuck, and then me and my husband have our marriage ministry, the Couples Lounge, which we're on YouTube, Instagram, as well as Facebook. And so working with me is like, you got to understand, if we're in a coaching dynamic, I am pushing you to your greatness. So yeah, I'm gonna love on you. I promise I'm gonna love on you. But when I see you
Yes.
resisting, reluctant, I
Mm.
have to remind you of the power that you have within you. And I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. I'm gonna let you know what's possible, but I'm gonna call you on the things that you say you want to change, because I'm gonna ask you what you want to change.
Mm.
And if that's what you tell me, that's what I'm gonna help you do. Now, if it's a stage situation and you call me to speak, just prepare for passion and energy and joy and enthusiasm and music and dancing. So all the things. And I take that same energy into my trainings. Like I said, everything is about helping people. It's all like my trainings are emotional intelligence. Again, for leaders, it's about healing. It's about
Yes.
understanding who you are. Because if we don't understand who we are, we cannot understand anybody else.
Mm.
If you don't know why you get upset and why you or suppress, or you have to know you so that when you step out in the world, you can have compassion for somebody else. You can have grace and mercy for somebody else. You can know how to love somebody in their imperfections because
Yeah.
you love yourself that way. So you got to be able to know you, how God works with you, how God works through you. For you got to know all the things about you so that you can also go out into the world and do what God called you to do. It's somebody following you. It's somebody following Brittany. It's somebody watching Brittany. So Brittany got to be the best version of herself because of the people that's watching and being inspired by her to do what it is that God has called them to do. And so that's my push, is to help you unleash your greatness.
Yes, I love you so much. You are amazing. I love your energy and just everything that you are about. And, really, it's important for people to really know what they really want to work on, because I tell you, I do so many sessions and people say they want to work on these things. So we work on the homework assignment. We tell you to do this, and then they come to the session. Did you do it? No. Okay. They come to the next. Did you do it? No. Okay. Now this is for you,
Right,
not for
right.
me.
Exactly. Look, as the Yala say, I ain't finna fight you for your healing. Come on here. I'm not trying to tussle with you.
Yana, she keep it real. So I know your training has been amazing, honey. When you went through your
Yeah, it was dope. It was really dope. And the thing about that is, I thought I was going to get spiritual tools. I'm going to get the things to add to my counseling
Nope, that's not how
degree.
God does it.
Baby, that got serious quick. I said, oh, this about me. I gotta be my first client. I gotta heal me so that I don't bleed on the other people.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
that I'm not triggered in the moments when you're not doing your hard work, and I don't make that about me and da, 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 da. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a beautiful experience, a priceless experience too.
Yes. Well, give us your website one more time so everyone can make sure that they stay connected to you.
Okay, my website is www.candacetuck.com. And if you inbox me or DM me on the social media platforms, I will respond. I'll reach out. But yeah, go follow, go follow,
Okay,
go
I
follow.
love that. You're not bougie. Like, don't be messaging me.
Oh, girl, no. I'll be responding to everybody. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, so I got to stop responding to you because you going left, and I'm not about that energy. So yeah, but I can't help but to respond.
Yeah, I love that. We have to protect our energy at all costs. So, hey,
Yeah,
whatever you got to do, do it.
absolutely.
Well, we're so excited to have you on our episode, and we definitely look forward to having you back again, because we will have some more sectors on relationships. So I'm already excited. You can bring your husband and all of that good stuff, and amazing.
Yes, I look forward. Look,
Yeah,
yeah, then you have two big energies because yeah, his energy is just his.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Candace, and we will definitely have you on again.
Okay, thank you for having me. It was an honor.